it's Linda. Welcome back inside my studio. Look, I'm jumping right in. No dilly-dallying today. I'm using a Stabilo Woody pencil in black to get some line making down. Let me start making my marks right now. I'm going to pull out my Neocolor 2 water-soluble crayons to get some marks down. I'm going to wet them down. I decided today's video I am going to try to work on an unbalanced composition. So it's going to be heavy on one side and lighter on the other side. It'll be balanced in a way, but the composition itself it's going to look heavier on one side than the other side. That's what I chose for the day. I've got some blue, some green, some black. I'm going to get my brush and I'm going to start wetting that down so that I can really work out a composition before I start doing anything else, before I start doing more layers. I just want to get my composition in place. It's so much fun to sit here and paint and play and have people watching and joining me on this journey. Here's the water. I'm just going to get that going. That Stabilo black, the woody, it's just so yummy when you add water to it. And I'm blotting some up because I had a puddle there. But it's so delicious. It's so gratifying. It's like instant gratification for me. I just love it. I am working on a gessoed page inside my medical dictionary. I've pre-gessoed it. I have several pages already prepped. This book is a monster of a book, but I really, really do love working in it. And it's a fun art journal. It's different than working in a regular sketchbook or watercolor pad or whatever you have, canvas. It's completely different because the paper, I have to glue the papers together, and the paper itself adds texture, and there's words in there somewhere that show through sometimes, and it's lovely. Okay, so now you can see the unbalanced section. Look at how heavy that is. It looks like the paper could be tipped. It could be tipped over, but that one dark area on the top left is kind of holding it in place. That little swatch of dark kind of grounds the whole paper. I'm pulling out my Tempera color sticks by Shuttle Art. I know they're children's art supply, but I love them. They are acid-free. How long they're going to last, I don't know. They're probably not light fast, but this book is never going to see the sunshine. And it's for play inside my journal. And, you know, like I've said in many, many videos before, if I become famous in my death, somebody will find a way of preserving my art as best as they can. You know, with the digital age, all they have to do is take a picture of it, I guess, and the original, you know, could be locked away somewhere. I don't anticipate that being an issue ever. So I think this book of paintings, my journal, my art journal, is going to outlast me for certain. All right, so I obliterated a lot of that dark. It's still there. But here we go. Now I'm getting into some really fun, you know, mark making. This is where it gets fun, where you start, you throw everything but the kitchen sink at it, and then you kind of eliminate the things that don't belong. I think it was Michelangelo who's been quoted of saying, and I'm going to paraphrase, that he gets a block of marble and he hacks away, or he chisels away. Can you imagine Michelangelo hacking? He chisels away what doesn't belong. So that's how he comes up with his statues, his sculptures. He chisels away what doesn't belong. So I'm going to look at my paper in the same vein. I'm certainly no Michelangelo, but I'm going to look at it in the same vein. I throw everything out there, get a lot of choices on my paper, and then I start subtracting. So this is the art of subtraction. Oh, that's a nice title. I'm going to have to write that down. The art of subtraction. I like that. So that's what I'm doing. I am subtracting elements that I've already put down in order to come back to my composition that I have in my head, which is unbalanced. And you can see that long, dark pillar on the right side with that little square of dark on the left side. And I bridged it, and that is kind of holding the paper from tipping one side or the other, visually tipping one side or the other. It's not going to actually tip one side or the other, but visually it's going to keep you from feeling like that's going to tip over. It's holding it in place. It's a dynamic composition. It's not static. I think static compositions, and I've been guilty of many of them, but static compositions are the death of a painting, in my opinion. If it doesn't have any vibrancy, if it doesn't have any energy, it falls flat. And what's going to happen? Your viewer is going to look at it and go, oh, that's nice, and move on to the next painting. You want somebody to linger, right? I want somebody to look at this and say, wow, wait a minute. Okay, I noticed that. What is this over here? I want interest. I want to hold the viewer's eye for as long as I possibly can in every piece that I do. Am I successful at it every time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Edison created the light bulb, but how many fails did he have before he made a successful light bulb? So that's how I feel about painting. And you should too. So if you have 100 papers in your garbage can to every one piece that you're happy with, so what? So what? You know what I say to that? Don't throw those papers away. Dig them out, rip them apart, and use them in another way. I go on and on about that when I attend these crop conventions with a friend of mine. She does scrapbooking. I do not. I go there with my arsenal of collage papers. I go there prepped with prepared drawings that I want to collage. I bring a modicum amount of paint because I'm strictly working in collage when I'm there, only because of just because I have to travel somewhere, a couple of hours, I've got to bring everything with me, and then I'm at a table. I don't have access to like a sink or, it's easier just to bring collage paper and my adhesive. And I will sit there and I will watch all of these scrapbookers throw paper away. They'll use they'll cut out some lettering on a piece of paper, and then they'll throw the rest of the paper away. And the first time I was at one of these, I went around and I was like, excuse me, are you throwing that paper away? Can I have it? And it got to such a point that the people in the crop convention came up to me by the end of it, and by the end of maybe 2 or 3 crops that I've gone to, conventions that I went to, with, pieces of paper smaller than your pinky fingernail. And jokingly, they would say, oh, Linda, we're going to throw this away unless you want it. And I would look at it and I would say, you know what? I will take that. That could be an eye of an animal. That could be a stamen in a flower. That could be part of a stem. Yes, I'll take it. Thank you. And you know what? I would use it at the time that they gave it to me, and later on I would show them the collage that was finished, and I would show them their little bit of piece of paper, and they couldn't believe it. So when you are throwing paper away because it's a fail, I say dig that paper out, put it in a drawer, and use it at another time. Rip it up, add more paint to it. There's never enough that you can add to a collage paper. You want to have lights and darks, you want to have soft and, a lot of graphics, you want muted and you want loud. So use everything. I hardly throw anything away. Look at this green that I just added to this. Holy camole. That is a bright green. I am going to tone that baby down. Yes, tone it down. I had to. Holy mackerel. I don't know how much of this is going to be visible at the end right now at this stage, but a lot of what you're seeing sometimes gets obliterated. You've watched a few of the videos now. You know that just because it looks like this right now doesn't mean it's going to stay like this. I have spoken on other videos about the ugly stage a painting goes through. Well, every painting goes through it, bar none. I have not ever gotten through a painting without looking at it at one point or another and going, oh, yee, what was I thinking? Who do I think I am? Do I think I am really a painter? Yeah, everybody goes through it. You're not alone. I hope you don't listen to that critic, your self-critic. The critic inside your head is the worst critic. I have, like everyone else, imposter syndrome. You know, where you feel like, oh my gosh, who do I think I am that I could paint? I can't paint. Because why? Because we compare ourselves to everyone else out there. And you don't need to compare yourself. You are you. Your style should be your style. It shouldn't be like anybody else's painting. We truly do not need to be like somebody else. I'm including me in the we. I do the same thing. I know that it is our nature to compare ourselves to somebody else. That's my dog barking. But I really do try so hard not to compare myself or my art to somebody else's art. And it's like a daily thing that I have to remind myself. But that imposter syndrome does sneak in. My self-critic. Oh, the critic inside my head. She tells me such terrible, terrible things about my art that I sometimes I don't talk to her. So I want you to believe that if you are inclined to paint, to draw, to collage, to sculpt, to bake, to cook, you're an artist. You are an artist. Own it. Take it. It's yours. I think everyone would benefit from just patting themselves on the back and telling themselves some nice things. If you feel like you're an artist, then you are an artist. Whether you produce something that somebody else likes or not. Do you like it? It's another thing I've always asked somebody. Do you like it? When we are out, my friends and I, if we're out and we see a painting on a wall, let's say we're at a museum. Do you like it? They'll ask me. And I'll say to them, do you like it? If you like it, it's good. Don't worry about if I like it. Don't worry about if it's been told to you that you should like it. You know, there's some paintings by famous artists that I don't like. And there are other paintings by those same artists that I do like. Do I think that they're not artists? Of course not. They are artists. I don't have to like everything out there, neither do you. And you don't have to like everything that you paint. I certainly don't. I try to, but in other videos I have mentioned that mistakes to me are learning experiences. So I try to learn from every single thing that I do. So I don't really mind making that mistake because I learn, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I did not like the way that looked. And I'll try to keep it in the back of my head that, oh, all right, I tried this before and I wasn't happy with it, so let me go in another direction. But therein lies another trap, because you evolve, your tastes evolve. So if I tried something 10 years ago and I didn't like it, I bet you if I tried it now, I would like it. Like, I never liked abstract. Last year, I could not get enough of it, and I'm still going forward. Collage, I'm going to say in the last 5 or 6 years, I have really embraced collage wholeheartedly. And non-representational art, I really dig it. I do. So your tastes change. So don't be so locked into making a decision about what you're going to do or what you're not going to do, because your tastes are going to change, and you're going to find that you might enjoy it later on. All right. Okay, let's get back to this piece. I know I've been blabbing, but I would normally put some music on in here to play while I'm painting and drawing and doing what I'm doing, but I'm hesitant because I got a notice about copyright on some music that I thought I was allowed to use, and I did put the disclaimer, and now I'm waiting to hear back. So until I hear back whether or not that music is allowed, I am not going to be using it anymore. And instead of having dead air, I figured, you know what, let me just talk. So here I am, talking. All right, look at me. I pulled out my stencils. And I'll tell you why I pulled out my stencils, because this piece that I'm looking at reminds me of a very, very busy city street. Like there should be Chinese food signs or neon signs or traffic lights and stop signs and speed zone signs and speed limit signs. I feel like I need to add some numbers and graphics and things to this, because that to me right now looks like a very, very busy city street. And I'm going to title this, I think I'll take Manhattan. I'm from New York originally. I'm now living in Florida for the last 5.5 years. I love it. Actually, more than 5.5 years. April, it'll be 6 years I've been here. I can't believe how fast that went. But I do miss New York. I lived on Long Island. And this reminds me of a Manhattan street scene. Yeah. So once I start a piece, and as I'm doing it and it morphs and it becomes something to me, I can't not look at it that way anymore. So now to me, this abstract might not look like anything to you, but to me it's a street scene from Manhattan. It's like a snapshot. So I am going to title this, I'll Take Manhattan. The Bronx and Staten Island too. I would sing it, but I'm not sure if it's copyright infringement, so I don't want to. But I am really seeing Manhattan in this. Yeah. Does anybody else see a street scene? Tell me if you see a busy street scene right now. I definitely do. It's muted. It's like blurred, but it's definitely city feelings to me. Okay, I got my paint back out again. I am eliminating more. So this is a good way for me to unify a painting, get out my white mixed with a little bit of black so I can gray it down a little bit and start to, I'll say quote unquote, erase. I'm erasing by just painting over something, just getting different textures in there. Oh, and then I decided, hang on a second, let me get that stencil back over there. Maybe not. That stencil will make another appearance because I do use it in this piece at the end. I definitely have some stenciled numbers in here. But here I am trying to unify the background, get the whole thing to read as one piece instead of being separated and apart from each other. Like I did another piece, I'm not sure if the video has launched yet, where I was working and it was a small format, 5x7, but the two sides, the right side and the left side, didn't seem to go together. I had like a barrier in the middle, like a different country, 3 countries, and they didn't relate to each other, and I really struggled to make that work. But this one seems to be cohesive enough for me that I am really loving this. I hope you're enjoying this too. I really do. I am coming towards the end, I think. I do feel like it's missing a big element, and I'm pretty sure in the next minute or so that element is going to be put in. I go in with a giant circle, giant pink circle. Yeah, white pink. It's actually magenta, but it is reading as a large pink. But I need something there. It needs something. And I wasn't happy with the way those green things were stacking up. They were getting a little too orderly. So here goes my circle. Yeah. And I feel like, all right, now I feel okay, better about it. Don't forget, I wanted this to be unbalanced, so I needed a bigger element on the right-hand side because that's where most of the heaviness is. So the heaviness needed to be added to. I needed an extra element, and now I'm getting it. Now I'm feeling better about it. All right, so please leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you're up to. What are you painting? Do you feel that, do you see a cityscape here? Do you see the street, the busy street that I see? Do you see Manhattan? Do you see a different city? I don't know. I've never been to Chicago. Could this be the Windy City? I don't know. But you know what I do know? I know that I appreciate that each and every one of you spent your time with me, and I hope you made it to the end. I hope you'll consider subscribing, hitting the like button, that helps with the algorithm, and leaving me a comment. Let me know what you think. Here are some stills of the finished piece, close-up sections, and then the final at the end. I can't wait to see you again. Come back and visit me inside my studio. Bye.